Bonjour tout le monde, bienvenue. I am Professor Rose Petal, straight to you from Beaubeton in France. And today we are going to visit my Grandmere's Menagerie. Now, my Grandmere, she's been running this menagerie for years and years and years, and we sell all kinds of wonderful things. You can get the phoenix, you can get the owl, you can get the snake, you can get the rat, and you can even get a little free cat. I know you want one of those. Okay, so today what we are going to do, because we cannot be together, because the evil virus has put me here and you there, so instead of being together, you have to go do your shopping and get your own supplies, which is very sad, but you can go to the craft store, you can go to the Michael's or the Joanne, you can get your craft supplies. You should have a little list, a PDF that you can download with all of the things that you need. Now you're going to need some puff balls, and you need different colors. You don't want all the same colors. Now you don't have to make all of these, but you might want to make one or two, so get a bunch of puff balls. Also, you're going to need a bed cleaner, and you're going to need lots and lots of Googly eyes. I love the Googly eyes. They're my favorite thing. Okay, also you're going to need some glue. This is my favorite kind. This is the tacky kind with the twisty top. It works great. Or you could also use some Elmer, just regular glue, or you could get a glue gun. I burn myself. I do not like the glue gun. Okay, so once you have all of your supplies and you have printed out your PDF pattern, that's very important. You see, I have put all the little pieces here for you. So the first thing you're going to do, you're going to use your scissors. And you're going to cut out your pieces. Now we're going to start with the little pig. So look at him, isn't he so cute? This little piggy. So I'm just going to do a little demonstration on one piece so you know what to do. Because I've already cut out all my pieces. So I'm going to cut out this little ear piece. And you need to pay attention to the pattern when you're cutting it out. Why? Because on some pieces it says you must cut two. So you gotta read the pattern. Otherwise you only have like one eye and it will look weird. Okay. So I have my earpiece for my piggy. Now here's a little piece of felt. You also get this at the Joanne or the Michael's. Or maybe you have a stash at your house. Like some of us do. Okay, you take your pattern piece. You're going to put it on top of the felt. Then you need your Sharpie. This is a skinny Sharpie. And I'm just going to go around the outside. Like that. Oh, see how easy that is? Very nice. Okay, so now I'm going to cut out my little pig ear. I'm going to get it nice and even. Okay, now I have my little pink puff ball. And this is my little sample, so I need a little nose and two eyes, and then I got the ears, and I got this little tail for my piggy. Okay, so now what I'm going to do first is I'm going to put my ears on. Take my glue. I'm going to put a little glue on the top of the pig's head. And take my two ears. Then I have a little nose. And on my piggy here, you can see that there are two little nostrils. So I'm just going to use my Sharpie. I'm going to draw two little nostrils so my pig can breathe. It's very important for your pig to be able to breathe. Okay. Then you need to put on the eyes. And you can feel free to add extra eyes or extra ears, anything you want. I mean, it's your pig. Next up, we have the tail. I'm going to give my pig a curly tail. So just wrap that around my finger. Stretch it out just a little bit. And on the back, And put in a little bit of glue. You might have to give it a little bit of a push just to get it to stay. And then you have a pig. So that is our first little animal in the menagerie. And now we're going to move on to our next little animal. It is this cute little alligator. Now look at that. See, look at how those jabbers go. So we're going to make him next. So for him you need a top mouth and a bottom mouth. You need the teeth, eyeballs, and you're going to need the little puff balls for the eyes. You got some little feet on the bottom, and you've got a little tail. So I already have all my supplies pre-cut. So I'm just going to start assembling a little alligator. And the most challenging part of this one is getting the teeth on top of the two mouthpieces. So what you're going to do, you're going to take your glue. You're going to put glue just around the edges in kind of like a U shape. And you're going to take the choppers and you're going to just set them on there. Nice little tap. Really carefully. I'm going to do the same thing on the top piece or the bottom piece. It doesn't really matter, they're interchangeable. Teeth on the bottom. And we're just going to set these aside for a minute while we build the rest of the alligator. So I have two different kinds of eyeball puffs here. I got the big ones, I got little ones. You can choose whatever size you want, whatever size comes in the package. So first of all, I'm going to put on the puffs. And sometimes, you know, the eyeball might fall off. It happens. So it's okay. All you have to do is just put it back on while you're waiting for the glue to dry. Then we have the 2 feet, and you just put a little bit of glue on the bottom. I'm putting my glue towards the back of the foot. Then we have this really cool tail. And that goes on the behind of the alligator. Pokemon right on it. Okay, then we're going to put on our little choppers. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the top, a little bit of glue on the bottom. Like this. And you may have to stop and let it dry just a little bit. It doesn't stick. See? And sometimes the foot will fall off. So you just put it back on. See? There. There's our little alligator. Okay, now we're going to work on our elephant. This little guy. So the elephant, you know, he has a nice trunk, but I like a little more decorated trunk. So I'm going to take my little Sharpie pen here and I'm going to draw some lines on it. That'll kind of look like a real sort of elephant trunk. And you can just freehand those lines, you know, they don't have to be perfect. So you got a nice trunk. So I'm going to put that on first. And I'm just going to give it a little bit of a tuck, just kind of into that very little edge of that puff bar. Then I have these 2 nice ears. And I'm going to put some glue just on that edge. They're kind of a half moon shape, so I just go on the half moon. And then I'm just going to nestle it inside just a little bit. That'll help it stay put. Because you don't want your elephant's ears to fall. That was bad. Okay. Now we have the two eyes. And eyeball too. He's coming on, it's a nice head. Then I have this little tail piece. And you know, if you want to make it a little bit more of a swishy tail, you can trim it up a little bit. Give it a little bit of a, you know, so when he's out in the savannah, he can like, you know, swish it around real cute. Okay, so there's our little elephant. Next up, of course, we have the dragon, because we cannot have a menagerie without a dragon. So, we have this nice puffball here. And I have this is like the razorback thingy. I don't know what you call it, but that's what that is. So I'm going to take my razorback thingy and I'm going to put some glue all the way down it. And then I'm going to put it part way up the front so it looks kind of like a little hat. And I'm just going to give it a little shove, you know, so it like sticks in there pretty good. And then I'm going to kind of curve it over the back of the puff ball. So it kind of gives him a little bit of a ridge there. And then just a little bit of a tail. And you can totally shape your tail however you want. Okay, now I'm going to give my dragon eyeballs, and I happen to have these cute purple eyeballs. You can get that. You can use whatever color you want. I thought purple was nice for a little dragon, you know, kind of matches his little ridge thingy. Okay, so then I have these fangs, because you know the dragon, they've got to have the fangs, otherwise how can they scare people? So I'm going to put on the fangs, and then if you want, I have this nice forked tongue. And that's what he can use to, you know, like blow at it and use fire and stuff to scare people. Okay, so there's your little dragon. And then we have a little panda bear. Now see, isn't he cute? So the little panda bear, you will need a white puff ball for this. Although I suppose you could have a different colored panda bear if you want. So, first of all, we're going to put on the panda ears. And we just run a little glue on top of the ear. And we kind of squish it down in just a little bit. And then we squish in the other little ear. Now our panda, he has some little kind of eye patches too. These are important if you want your panda to look really cute and panda-like. So those go on first. And after that, you put your eyes on top of those eye patches. And again, you may have to wait a little bit to dry, for stuff to dry in between. If it, you know, gets too sloppy. Okay, then I have a little panda nose. And then I have a little black puff ball for his little tail. That's totally optional, but if you would like to have a tail, you're welcome to have a tail. There's your little panda. Now we have two extra things today. We have a little owl, and it's not included in the pattern, but you can cut some extra felt and you can make a little triangle and some little feet and do a little owl at your house if you want. And we also have what I call the bonus round. Now this is an extra special little animal. It's called the nasty virus. And this is a very common thing right now. So if you don't want one of these, you can make one of these, although they are all around you. So you need a plain puff ball, and then you need a whole bunch of little puff balls. So then what I'm going to do is you just take your glue and you can put little dots all over your puff ball. Put on your little puff balls. wherever you want. Because you know a virus has all kinds of little puffballs on it. And this is a particularly nasty kind of virus. So it needs a particularly nasty amount of puffballs. And when you have all your little puffballs on there, you got to put some eyes on this. Because this virus, you know, it's like looking out for you. And I picked orange because I thought kind of green. And then you need some fangs because, wow, this is a nasty virus and it likes to bite everybody. Put on your little fangs. And then, this is the best part. Once he's dry, when you get frustrated, you just smash that virus. Enjoy! I hope you have had fun at the menagerie. Make lots of things.